time would take us from Vlieland Island to the lock bringing us into Ijsselmeer Lake, and yet to another lock bringing us to the shallow lake of Markermeer.
This next passage takes us through locks and freshwater lakes, but most importantly to flat, calm waters. The Afsluitch Dike, or in English closing dike, is a 32-kilometer embankment that closes off the Ijsselmeer Lake from the Wadden Sea. The Ijsselmeer, also known as Lake Ijssel in English, is a closed-off inland bay in the central Netherlands, bordering northern Holland and Friesland, with an average depth of 5.5 meters. At low tide, the water in the Wadden Sea drops below the water level in the Ijsselmeer. Waters then run off through the Steven sluices in Den Over and the Lawrence sluices in Kornwerderzand, which is the lock we will be passing through.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.
So today is Monday the 14th of September, and we are about to head off to the sluice that takes us to Amsterdam on the island of Vlieland off the coast of Netherlands. And we're not too far from the canals that take us through the Netherlands to Amsterdam. So that'll be a nice change up from sailing the crazy, unpredictable waves of the North Sea. Even though there's been little winds for us, and we've gotten good weather windows. So I'm looking forward to just sailing a little bit more still today. And it's going to be a short day trip. And then we're going to be able to anchor in a nice little lake area outside of the sluice. It's beautiful sunny weather here. It's summertime still. Wearing t-shirts, people are happy, and it'll be a good day.
Just before leaving dock, the boys captured this cute little squid. But don't worry, they threw him back in. We caught Indian summer by the coattails as we sailed into the hazy blue horizon. We were looking forward to a lazy sail and light winds. A lot of sailboats were traveling back to the mainland directly across from Vlieland Island to Harlingen, but we were headed to Cornwerderzand Lock to get past the dam and into Lake Ijsselmeer. You can't tell in the video, but behind closed doors, the North Sea took its toll on me, but didn't seem to even faze the boys. I, on the other hand, was getting weighed down by fears I continuously faced in this new sailing lifestyle. For instance, clearing large vessels, night sailing, and the seasickness and vomiting that I battled time and time again on almost every passage thus far. Preparing myself mentally, maneuvering out of the tight harbor, sailing shallow waters, scheduling according to low tides and the upcoming locks we had to be prepared for, broke me down into stressful tears before we cast the lines. But as you can see, I composed myself, and it actually turned out to be one of the most peaceful, calm sails so far. I was also comforted by the fact that we would be sailing inland, away from the North Sea, to protected waters. I guess the underlying factor was the feeling of loneliness, feeling isolated from family and far away from the familiar. Realizing that people back at home were not able to grasp the extent of the challenges we were conquering on this sailing project as inexperienced sailors. But the conditions were so smooth that I built up the confidence to go along with Ivan's coercion to practice self-tacking. Here I go.
I'm gonna self-tack. Self-auto-tack. Okay, ready, set, tack.
Så helt inn.
From the washer machine kind of waves from the North Sea. So I was looking forward to that. It was too little wind to sail, so we had to put the motor on to get in the right direction. But there are tons of sailboats out here. I don't know if you can see them in the background there. They're everywhere. It's like still summer weather here. The harbor we were in was packed full, and a lot of people left this morning, but then a whole bunch of other people came in, so it seems like it's still kind of around vacation time for the Dutch and the German. We have experienced along this trip so far, there's a lot of nice sailors out there. Generally, most people are very friendly and helpful. So we had a nice chat with our neighbor boat today, who also was going to leave, and gave us some tips on the high tide, so that we didn't have to leave early. We didn't have to leave till 1 o'clock, so we could take advantage of the high tides. Because around here it's really shallow. If you don't follow along on the map, you could run right aground and not even know it before you hit the ground, because it looks like it's ocean out here, but it's like 0.6 meters in a few of these places. So you really gotta navigate well here. But it's not difficult, it's just you have to follow along. And there's a lot of nice buoys to help you out. So, taking your beginner navigating course, you can do it, like me. Anyway, we're enjoying the sparkly water and all the beautiful different sailboats. If you look behind me, look at this old, like, Viking type. That's pretty cool, isn't it? We are approaching Harlingen in the Netherlands. Seems like a popular day to be out. It's sunny, warm. Lots of sailboats behind us, as you can see over there. The Kystvakt, one right behind us. And one right behind me. They're going not on their motor, but just on sail. So you see how slowly it goes without the motor today. There's hardly no wind, and you see this totally flat. And as you see, the windmills are totally still. There's no wind. No wind! He thinks they might be locked. I don't think so. We are gonna go more south down to the Amsterdam. Can't film anything. Yes, there's the fishing boat. It's not a fishing boat, is it? UK 227.
Vi må gå framme. Vi må gå framme. Vi må ikke så ikke vet hva det skjer. Du må skyte oss.
Yeah, the bridge just turned. The other direction. Vad var här uppe? There's a whole bunch of sailboats behind us. Så ska vi genom slussen. Okay, looks like they're taking in the fenders when they get through there. In some situations you have to do it every else's time because that's what you have to do. Netherlands, and it was easy peasy tying the boat up to the side. Then they closed the gates, put the water down the meter, and then we drove out. And now we are anchored in a freshwater lake right inside of the sluice. It's gorgeous, and there's a lot of other sailboats here, but it's a big lake, and we got our own little place here. Look at that sunshine. Is extreme swimmer. It's a little chilly out here, isn't it? We are among many other sailboats.
Early the next morning, we set sail in light winds and hazy skies, destination Markermeer Lake. We planned on anchoring in a sheltered area by a little island called Marken so that we wouldn't have a long sail into Amsterdam the next morning. This passage would be around 34 nautical miles long, taking us around 7 hours.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many.
It's a beautiful day, warm out, wind still on Lake Ijsselmeer something in the Netherlands, and it's beautiful and calm and fun, but there is a downside. Let me show you. Look at all these bugs. In here.
And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow.
Is it warm outside? Yeah.
In order to get to the Markermeer Lake, we needed to pass through the thru Dam, a 27-kilometer-long dam separating the Markermeer Lake from the Ijsselmeer Lake. The lock on this dam is inside the Cornwerderzand Lock, which is the world's only operational naviduct. We arrived just as the light turned green, so we could pass through the waiting area and drive straight to the lock.
Ja, nå blir jeg ryggrand. Jo, du trenger ikke. Axel, nej, du må ta den. Bara dra den in och så kommer du ombord. Super. Jag kan koppla oss till bort.
As we exit, you can see the windmill park on our starboard side.
The lowest is said 2.0 meters in depth, and we stake 2.1 meters in depth. But luckily this shows a little bit too low. I don't like that. But it is staking hot. This is the warmest it's ever been. It's probably 75 degrees. It feels like we are hot, and the bugs have come out to feast on anything that's wet. It's just white. Everything's hazy and white, and it looks like we're sailing off the end of the earth. It's just really hazy. It's about 3:34. We are enjoying the sunshiny weather, and yeah, wearing a little less clothes now. So that's the first taste of southern sailing in the Netherlands. It's not bad. And look at that sunshine and those funny guys, huh? So we have decided to try out the parasailer for the very first time. We bought a parasailer for light winds. We're going about 2 knots just with the Genoa. So there's a little bit of wind, but it's so like little that we're thinking this will be a perfect opportunity to just get it out and try. So that'll be fun. Ooh, it's exciting. Look at this. We're putting up the parasailer in the gorgeous weather.
Det har lang pølse. Er det en pølse? Eller
We hadn't flown our second-hand parasailer until now. 2 months into our long-term sailing adventure. It was both unfamiliar and huge to us, but the calm conditions gave us the perfect opportunity to feel comfortable pulling it out for the first time. With 4 extra lines to deal with when securing the parasailer, it might have gotten a little confusing. This was yet another thing we should have practiced before departing our home harbor, but the time crunch pushed us to down prioritize this.
Å, det ser veldig tidlig ut. Pappa? Hvem? Det ble helt svart. Derfor er sola. Normish! Wow! Se på det! Se på det seilet der! Wow! Mere?
Ja, faktisk ikke fast enda.
Wow, det er helt fint! Beautiful! Fire.
We took our time, but made it to the anchorage just before sundown, satisfied with our first try using the parasailer. Keep your eyes peeled for our next video as we sail into Amsterdam and walk through its bike-jammed streets. Thanks for watching. Hope we see you next time.